this is another one of those moments where it's like, where were you when NHL came to Utah?
You're listening to the UTalk Hockey Podcast with your hosts Champ and Denz.
Welcome back, everyone, to the UTalk Hockey Show, and boy, do we got another great episode.
Boy, do we got a good one for you today. On my right hand, we got Denz.
It's like our favorite show introduction.
Family Feud. Give me Denz, give me Champ. Let's go. Name. I'm trying to think of a Family Feud.
A question.
A question.
While you're thinking of one.
We asked 100 women, have you watched a hockey game?
Wait, what would the answer be?
It's not. That doesn't work.
Oh, I was like,
because it has to be the top. No, it would be, we asked 100 women, what are the top favorite sports of men? How about that?
Oh, gotcha.
What would be number one?
I mean, football.
I think that would probably be.
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
they would say, I don't know if hockey would be up there.
Here's the thing. Anyone I've ever introduced to hockey,
they absolutely love it.
becomes like the favorite thing to watch.
But
they had no idea what they were missing in their life, and then hockey came along.
It's true. So, I mean, yeah.
So, I forgot what I was going to say originally, but
Classic.
But let's dive in. Before we dive into the episode, though, we promised, and we're delivering, we are sending someone for all of you who shared the episode, showed some love. We saw it. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Let's get... never mind. I won't go there. We won't do that. But December 22nd, tickets we are giving away. And the winner, drumroll champ. Okay. That was
Don't worry,
silent drum roll.
No, I'm putting in the sound effect.
Oh, after the fact?
Come on, now
you
ruined it.
At least hit your leg. I was like, not that the mic would have picked it up anyways. Or, yeah, beatboxing Sam over here.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, there you go.
I don't know what that one was.
What you're going to do is you're going to actually put in real beatboxing noises, dubbing the audio over to make everyone think that you actually just pulled off something amazing. Everyone's gonna be like, wow, Champ actually like...
Yep, dude, I'm totally doing that.
Guys, it wasn't real.
Dude, it was real.
Anyways.
Is this real or is this fake?
But you're probably on pins and needles. Our winner is Mr. Ed Wiscombe.
Woo! Ed, congratulations. You're going to a hockey game. You and a guest.
You and a guest. We're going to reach out. But I have to point something out, Ed, real quick.
My name's Sam. Champ.
No, I'm talking to Ed.
You looked at me when you said it.
Sure. My goodness. Maybe we'll just move on. No, I'm kidding. Ed, you said they're back. It was one of the posts. We love it. But then you said this, but I'm happy to listen again, get you into my top 4 podcasts. That's a very specific number. So maybe we'll earn number 1.
Are we not on your top 3 there, Ed?
Maybe
we should take back the tickets.
No.
Denz.
It's just a very specific number. We appreciate the love, brother, and we are sending you to the December 22nd game against the Anaheim Ducks at Delta Center. So
remember to cheer loud and proud in the seats because that's where Denz and I usually are. So
yep, represent and be respectful.
Yeah.
So with that, we've got a fun, super hot topic for face-off frenzy.
Yeah. Let's go.
Face-off frenzy.
Alrighty. So, not a hot topic between, Champ and I over here. It's just several weeks ago, this just for whatever reason became quite the thread on social media.
The town.
And I actually just said it.
You did. Well, it's hard not to say it the way you said it.
I get that, but I heard both ways. So we're going to talk about what we just, what you're about to hear. Is it, you ready?
I'm ready.
Is it Delta Center or is it the Delta Center?
Let me tell you, okay? When you look at the building,
Sure, I know it's called Delta Center, but
it's called Delta Center.
it's how people reference it.
But let me finish.
Oh,
would you?
okay, let's go.
Dang. Okay. The logo is Delta Center,
Yes.
right? Now, here's my argument. There is power in the word the. Okay? When you talk about, I'll give you an example that people really understand. Do you say, oh, they're playing Ohio Buckeyes?
No, I said
Ohio State Buckeyes?
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Not just the, my friend.
The
Ohio
Oh
State
my-
Buckeyes.
No, you don't say
You say it that way.
Ohio fans because they think they're all high and mighty.
Yeah. So when we say not just Delta Center, but it's the Delta Center.
Delta Center.
Yeah, dude. The Delta Center. The Delta Center. I think in sentence you say the Delta Center.
Or the.
Technically the. Even in vocal when you're singing, if it's a consonant, you say the. So the Delta Center.
Okay.
But when you have a vowel, that's why it's the Ohio State.
Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Champ.
And it's grammatically correct to use the when you say,
Actually,
oh,
we
I'm
looked
going
this
to...
up. Both ways are grammatically correct.
Sure. Well, arguably. When you hear this, Denz, does this sound grammatically correct? I'm going to Delta Center. It sounds like I'm
Okay.
skipping a word. Doesn't it?
It does. in
Okay,
that
so I'm
sentence.
right. I'm right.
But the other, here's
Yeah, what's your side of the argument?
I mean, when I usually say like, oh yeah, I was at the Delta Center. Like I do say that.
That's because that's the natural thing to say.
But
That's English.
but but then I heard how people are referencing and I was like, oh yeah, it was at Delta Center. And then get this. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
at the game
Mhm.
last night. And the whole ad for Kelsey Ballerini, is that her name? Just upcoming things
Happening
at Delta Center.
No, at the Delta Center.
But that's the thing. It was just like, come watch her live at Delta Center. That's literally how the ads went.
At Delta Center. Come see them live at the Delta Center. Yeah, okay. You know what? You're right.
But then, so get this. This is my favorite one. You wouldn't say I was at Madison, or you would say I was at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say I was at the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't say that. When you ask, when you type in Delta Center or the Delta Center in Google, it will only appear as Delta Center.
Actually, so usually I just do it for an ETA. When I ask Siri, I said, take me to the Delta Center.
The Delta
The
Center.
response is getting directions to Delta Center.
And Siri's always right. But when you look at their handles, it's Delta Center. It's not the Delta Center. When you Google it and you look at the actual address and location on Google Maps,
the
it's
title
Delta Center.
is Delta Center, but it's like how people are referencing. Anyways, I couldn't actually find. There was hilarious comments when I saw this several weeks ago. Couldn't find the thread to pull some of in for the show tonight. But what do you think?
What are your thoughts?
Is it the Delta Center, or do you say
just Delta Center? That's a great question. But I have a better question, Denz. And this is up for debate in the time of year that
another
we're in.
one?
We're doing one more. Surprise. Here's Champ coming in hot. All right.
Okay, let's hear it.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Oh my gosh, no, we're not going here.
Come on now. Is it a Christmas movie.
No, of course not.
Bruce Willis coming in.
Yeah, he even said, "Of course, it's not a Christmas movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie."
Yeah, he did say that. So
it came out in July.
When
Christmas movies don't come out in July.
No, I teed this up to make sure that we got some statistics on this.
Oh,
on a Twitter poll recently. Excuse me.
I love how this is a debate that comes around every Christmas.
year.
The movie's so freaking old now.
Well, the poll found that 79% of people believe that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
What? 70? That's a big percent. How many people took the...
Well, yeah, that's the question. That I
14?
don't know. But then on another public opinion poll through a YouTube video, found that 26% of Americans say Die Hard is a Christmas movie, while 50% say it is not. So I wonder if
the other?
Yeah, what's the difference of people? Being the American side.
I reacted. You thought of it. What do you think?
I think
it doesn't matter what you think. What's your behavior?
Hey, stop that.
Do you watch?
My opinion matters.
Do you watch Die Hard for the holidays?
I don't personally.
Okay, then you don't believe it's a Christmas movie.
And I was going to answer that way, but you didn't let me answer. Now I know how you feel every episode when I cut you off.
Just stole it. You don't get a chance to actually answer for yourself. I already knew the answer.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a Christmas movie, but there is a one-liner out of that movie that everybody loves.
Oh my gosh.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. You know, that's what makes that movie a movie.
Christmas movie?
Yeah, dude. Happy holidays, mother. Just kidding. What do you think? Another debate. 2 face-off frenzy questions in one episode.
Got a treat.
Man,
Merry Christmas.
Man.
Just kidding. It's not.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. What's that off of?
If you don't know, you're probably too young to be watching this podcast.
No, it's keep the change, you filthy animal.
That's right.
That's the true quote. You all know, except Maka. Bless your heart.
One of our employees. We love him.
He's younger than us.
And sometimes he just reminds us that we aren't as young as him.
And we know
and
he's young because when we talk about movies, he's like, well, I wasn't even born when that came out. And I'm like,
oh.
And I'm like, you can get out now. Anyway. All right. Well, we're going to switch it up a little bit, Denz, yeah?
Yeah, because...
what do we usually go into something else at this point. We're not doing a puck of the week this week because we didn't get much love from anybody this time around. We had some shares for the entry, but man...
This last week was a little dry from what we're used to in our popularity.
Yeah. Obviously, we need to get back into posting more content, but come on, folks.
That's what happens when you take a 6-week break. All right, but here's the other thing. Here's what I want to point out. Champ and I I'm curious, has anyone else, and maybe you aren't interested in getting a custom jersey, but this is a little ridiculous. My little beef with Utah Hockey Club and the organization of merch.
Mm-hmm.
They have the whole custom jersey thing. We've been trying to tee up. We're having custom jerseys made, not only for the show, but Utah Hockey Club branded inaugural season jerseys. Anyways, point being, I've gone 4 games now where I'm there over an hour early, and every single time they're like, oh, sorry, our orders are filled tonight or whatever. Like, I'm surprised, shocked at how many people are getting inaugural season stuff to the point where they just can't keep up.
I'm curious. They still send it to them after the fact. It's not like they're getting it in the game during game time, are they?
I think on site they only do the orders for picking up.
Interesting, because
they're making them there on site.
I've seen people post that, I finally got my custom jersey, but maybe they're getting custom jerseys from like China.
Oh, maybe.
but
I have seen those. It's been 6 weeks. It finally arrived.
Yeah.
I know it's not authentic, but you know.
So that makes more sense to me. At first, I thought they were shunning you away from doing it because they didn't want to take the time to make it for you. And I was like, but they're still going to ship it. So why can't they do it? But
No, it's like all
you
on site.
receive it at that time.
So anyways, we're going to try for 5th time's a charm. Champ and I are going to go
The 18th.
even before doors open. We're going to be those weird fans that are there and just waiting to go because we want to get the custom jerseys made. We've been, anyways, I'm just curious if anyone else is, I'm just shocked at like the level of disorganization for how much demand so far into the season just to get jerseys made.
Yep. Kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. And they apologize each time. I'm like, just get it right next game. Like, you've literally had this for over a dozen games in a row, probably every single game, right? It's just the last 5 that we've been shut down in a row. The difference is that I don't know how many home games have we had?
Dude,
12,
me.
14, something like
I'm
that.
not the home game keeper.
but it's the idea that like they haven't figured it out by now. And every single time they have this problem.
Yeah.
It's like, come prepared next time.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, it's not like they're losing out on sales. People are just still dumping money, and we're about to as well. Anyways, that's not the point of Dishing with Denz, which is what we are about to get into now.
Dishing with Denz.
All right, Dishing with Denz.
It's been a while.
We are hot right now, relatively.
Take your hoodie off then.
I mean UHC.
Yeah, dude.
Let's look at the last 6 games. We are 4-1-1.
Cuckoo.
And we've played some pretty decent teams. We're going to get to in a second. The game last night against the Minnesota Wild, which is the number 1 team in the league. I wasn't initially excited for that game. It wasn't on my radar, but as the season has gone on and they have just bloomed out of thin air, it seems like, it was a game that I was excited to go with.
And don't leave. Right now you're thinking, "Oh, I'm going to stop watching this episode because it's talking about a game that already happened." Don't leave. Because we're going to be talking about more than just the game. It's the fact of what happened in the game that Denz wants to talk about. There's lots going on. This guy is just Mach 5.
But before we get into that, we're going to check in. Where are our team players at for the season so far, even after last night's game? So, points leader, the Mr. C, Clayton Keller. In case you weren't aware, we are at, wow, this is actually tiny.
26
I can't zoom in.
points.
26 points.
Oh,
I have my contacts in.
Yeah, you do. What the heck's going on?
26 points, right? He's doing pretty strong. Not as strong in the initial beginning of the season where he's going to have a 90-ish point season.
Don't be surprised, Denz, if he still does it.
But if we can keep up the last 6 game momentum,
yeah, dude,
I think we're gonna see some spikes. Follow him right behind him, Mr. Dylan Gunther. One of my favorite players to watch. Last night was an obvious for both of them on why they are the top points personnel on the team. Following third place, Logan Cooley,
22
points.
Jeez, man,
like zoom in on my
he
phone.
needs his bifocals, this guy.
Well, it's like I can't zoom in. My screen's being weird. After him, Nick Schmaltz, 21 points. I'm so glad that Nick Schmaltz finally has actual goals on the board. It was such a long dry spout. He was still getting assists, good playmaker, but
he's the 4th highest point holder on the team with now, I believe, 3 goals. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. But like that dry spout up until a week and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
When was that game? Like I've been there where it's just like, why can't I get a freaking goal? Right. So it's just mental. We talked about the last episode.
Dude, we did, and
Breaking
I was
right. Yeah. You were.
I know.
Okay. Following him is Mikhail Sergachev at 20, Michael Kesselring at 14, Jack McBain at 13, Hayton at 12, Kerfoot at 11, and Michelli at 10. Overall, doing pretty good. The last 6 games, we've had 22 points, I believe, put up on the board. Pretty awesome. I feel like we're in this momentous occasion right now that we should keep capitalizing on. It would have been better if we won last night's game. We'll get to that in a second. Assists, just another quick check-in. For assists, Keller's leading that at 17 assists. Nick Schmaltz at 17. Gunther
tied with Schmaltz at 17.
Yeah. I mean, they put him on top. So, Dylan Gunther, 15. Cooley at 15. Sergachev at 13. Kesselring at 10. Hayton 7. Michelli 7. Kerfoot at 6. And Cole at 6. And then the actual goal leader is Mr. Dylan Gunther at 10.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Clayton Keller is second in there at 9. Then McBain at 9.
Dude, my guy, McBain. I love Jackie, dude.
Cooley's at 7. Sergachev is at 7. Hayton at 5. Kerfoot at 5. Schmaltz at 4.
Oh. I thought he was at 3.
Yeah. Must have missed one. Kesselring at 4 and Bugstad at 4.
Dude, how about Bugstad's shot?
Oh, my gosh. All right, so let's get into that. Last night's game. Without actually winning it, I say we won it.
Dude.
Minus a few critical mistakes. Isn't that how hockey works, though? So obviously you didn't win.
That's how sports works, my guy.
Man, they would have been perfect team if they just won.
They just would have won and not made any mistakes. Yes, thank you, John Madden.
Yeah.
If he runs the ball into the end zone, that's a touchdown.
But I'm gonna bring in a little bit of analysis. Second period last night is where they lost the game.
And it's where you lost your soul. Oh my gosh. And about everybody else in the arena and at home.
Yeah. So I am blaming the loss last night on the back office, admin up front office, whatever you want to call them.
The office.
The office of the Utah Hockey Club. Because in the second period, it was a few minutes in.
And I'm sure some of you listeners have
everyone knows
exactly
experience. What's about to be said. I get a push notification on my phone that I have won a signed player's stick and that you need to come pick it up before the end of the second intermission. We're in a few minutes into the second period, right? Well, I was like, no freaking way. I was like, that's awesome.
I won. I never win anything.
but
Caden's Denz is over here. Woo!
Don't do that.
I can only imagine.
So I didn't react right away because I was like, no way. I was selected. I won the raffle. And then all of a sudden, literally within a couple of seconds, I see a bunch of people being like, hey, I won a raffle. And then I was like, oh, a lot of people won? Well, I should leave right now. Well, quite a few people. So play stops. Rule of thumb, if you weren't aware, do not get up out of your seat until stoppage. They don't let people in, just courtesy. Anyways, so the puck stops, and anyways, I jump up out of my seat, going down, and I see, quite a few of the crowds moving. We're in the middle of gameplay. Anyways, get out there, get over to the season ticket holder, because it was for season ticket
Where's
holders.
the season ticket holder section of the arena?
I don't know. It's in between.
But you have to go down a level, right?
No. It's on the main level. But it's between Cubbies and.
No, so main level, but our seats are on the second level. So you had to walk down the steps that nobody likes. Where are the escalators in that arena? You know
I know.
What I'm saying?
Renovation, Ryan Smith. Figure that one out.
Coming up.
And bathroom entrances. Anyways.
Dude, yeah, don't even get me started on the sugary nuts that are right by the bathroom. I go piss. Next thing I know, I'm sniffing almonds, and I'm like, man, I can't decide if I hate the fact that they're by the bathroom or that I want these sugary almonds right now. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, so go down there, and they're like, sorry, it was a glitch. They're telling everyone. And I was like, wow. Because literally everyone. And then you told me.
Yeah,
You're at home watching
I'm
the
sitting
game.
at home watching the game, and I get a notification on my
It's
phone.
like anyone who had the UHC app. You didn't have to be a season ticket
yeah.
holder.
And I'm like, I got the stick, and I'm a season ticket holder. Heck yeah!
I didn't even know that.
That's a double win for me. And I'm like, how do I get to the arena?
So anyways, from that moment,
From this moment,
the office of UHC created bad juju for the second period because
everyone and their dog.
while
is
that happened,
super
just a couple
pissed.
minutes later, everyone's like, not everyone, but a ton of people are leaving to go figure that out. And then it took them like 10 minutes to send an apology push notification. I was like, you should have sent that so freaking fast.
ASAP, as
But
soon as possible.
While I'm out of my seat, we're going back upstairs. Utah scores. And
Dylan Gunther scores.
And it's the score that gets reversed by a coach's challenge.
Offsides.
So here's how I'm relating this. UHC office made a mistake, and they had to reverse and be like, oh, sorry, we made a mistake. It wasn't a real thing. So then the energy got put out there that we made a goal, and oh, sorry, we got to reverse it. And it just created now, I saw the replay. It was a legit offsides. Frustrating, but it wouldn't have happened had the office of UHC not put out that bad juju that it was going to happen. And then it led to 2 terrible play turnovers. This is literally what cost us the game. Had these not happened, actual gameplay, we did better.
It was a great game.
Yeah, Veggie.
Besides those few moments.
Veggie put up a stellar show last night, and we would have walked away with a win. 2 points.
Against the Wild.
Now, we still walked away with a point, but here's what happened. So 2 bad turnovers. Kesselring was headed to the bench. There was a miscommunication, headed to the bench. The pass goes, and just to open middle ice, and freaking the Wild grab it, seize it, go down, score. No one on him. Then it happens just a couple minutes later.
I was going to say,
again,
it was literally like 2
you had Schmaltz and Mata miscommunicated pass. They couldn't figure it out.
It was weird.
Anyways, so it was breakaway, both of them. Those moments is when the Wild scored, and that's what lost us the game.
Well,
all in the second period.
At that point, it was 2-3-2.
So at the beginning of the second period, it was 1-0.
1-0. Dylan Gunther's goal got taken away.
And then it was 2, and then back to 1-0. And then they scored, and then they scored again, and it was 2-1. Then we came back, tied at 3-3, and then we got 4-3 at the very end, and they scored.
Clayton Keller was sniping, dude.
Yeah.
Straight
awesome
up.
night. But then we get to 4-3, and with 45-ish seconds left on the clock.
I hate that.
They freaking get it in. Tie it 4-4. We go to overtime. Nothing happens in overtime, and then we lose it in a shootout. It was our first shootout game.
Yes.
In UHC history.
And Nick Bjugstad's shot, dude, it should have gone in. He just overcompensated the height of the goal, and it hit the top post.
Yeah.
Bounced out.
So it was a loss last night. It was a well-fought battle against the best team in the league this year, and we showed up. It's in moments like this. Is if we can get consistent and we can play that level of game against the Wild, I think we have a promising rest of the season if we can get that in check.
Yep.
Anyways, guys, what do you think?
What do you think?
Are you as upset about that game as I am?
You talk about the energy and the vibe, the juju, the bad juju from the office that caused the whole thing, and then this momentum shift, all that. The only good energy that would really justify any happiness coming back after that loss would be if Utah Hockey Club's front office actually gave every single person that received a push notification a signed hockey stick. And why
Clayton
not?
Keller Get your hand ready.
You're gonna have to start signing some sticks there, buddy, because that's the only way to make this right. And that energy is now pushed out there.
There you go. So season ticket holders, they're supposed to get a gift for the season. I haven't gotten mine. I haven't gotten any information on it.
Yeah.
Every season ticket holder was supposed to be like, what should the gift be? Well, now you know.
Dude,
A
not
player's
even just
stick
season
signed.
ticket holders. Just I received a notification.
Season ticket holders is fine. Get out.
Wait, you have 2 tickets though.
Oh, I should get 2 gifts.
Yeah, you should get 2 sticks. And you're gonna have to give it to your co-host, Champ.
No one else would appreciate it.
Good point.
My wife's like, yay.
Well, thank you in advance then.
Whatever it is. All right. So that is Dishing with Denz. We are moving on to a
new segment, the final segment of the episode. Here it comes. I'm trying to think of a way how I should say this. Rumor rundown. That one kind of sounded like the Halo version.
Yeah, try again.
Rumor rundown.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, let's go. Rumor rundown. All right, rumor rundown. Y'all, this is something that I actually love about sports is the rumors.
What's going to
You
happen?
think about the insiders, you look at an article and it says one source said X, and I absolutely eat it up. I'm like, yeah, that source is completely right. Then it doesn't happen. It's like, man, that source was way off base.
But what about all the stupid, like non-fact checkable, just stupid?
Dude, doesn't matter. Here's a question, face-off frenzy. Do you believe that the U.S. actually landed on the moon?
We aren't going there.
That's what I'm saying. Conspiracy, man. That's what rumors are.
No. It's a conspiracy, man.
It's a conspiracy, man. Yeah, right.
That's from Cars.
Yeah, I know what it's from.
I'm not, yeah.
Anyway, so rumor rundown. My whole goal is to help people realize what's out there, what's on the rumor mill, what's on the trade block, what are people talking about, what's the chirps about people not performing at a level. When we were talking just a second ago in Dishing with Denz, you know who wasn't on that list that I believe should be? Who's someone on the Utah Hockey Club team that wasn't on any of those lists in the top 10?
Oh, our sheriff.
The sheriff, Lawson Crouse.
Yeah.
He's not on any of those lists.
He's not contributing.
Assists, shots, and points. And it's disheartening because I love Crouse. I think he's a great player.
Yeah,
but
he hasn't. It's not there this season.
It's not there this season. In the rumor mill, I saw one source tell that Lawson Crouse could be a target for the Detroit Red Wings.
Trade.
Yes. And in exchange for an Andrew Kopp and a 2026 third round pick. So then I thought, well, would that be a valuable trade? Considering what Crouse has done so far, I think a lot of things could be valuable. But specifically, Andrew Kopp, he has...
Yeah, where is he at?
He has 7 goals, 4 assists, and 11 points, which actually puts him kind of at the bottom of what the team is.
But he at least would show up on the list.
But he'd at least show up. And he's had a decently long career. He's played 672 games. And he is from Ann Arbor, Michigan. So that's a rumor. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if it does happen, you heard it here.
Would you be upset or would you be excited?
And that is what I wanted to ask people. And that's what's fun about rumors is, what do you think? Is that rumor, if it were to happen, would you be pleased? Or would you be like, what are you doing, GMBA? DMBA?
You got it right.
Yeah.
GMBA.
GM Bill Armstrong, right? What do you think? Here's an interesting thought about trades as well. In the NHL, anyone who has been extended or is being paid usually does not get put into trade talks as much.
Sure.
It's usually someone who is on the cusp of entering free agency.
Okay.
And you look to capitalize as a team, ownership, general managers, they want to try and get something, squeeze the lemon that they've bought, that expensive lemon, right? And so you're not going to get the guys that are just built into a system.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's going to be the guys that are coming up on a free agency.
Explain that real quick for someone who may not understand the free agency. What makes you become a free agent?
Right. So you become a free agent when your contract is up. There's two types of agents as well, free agents. You can be an unrestricted free agent, which means that you're wide open. But if you're a restricted free agent, RFA, that means that your contract has some stipulation to it. And there's some restrictions to that idea. And so here's what's also running the mill of what that concept would do as the trade deadline hits in March. So you have to look at the market and what UHC needs. Denz, from your point of view, knowing what we have now, what pieces do you believe UHC could benefit from in a mid-season shift?
Well, I mean, obviously defense didn't pan out the way we wanted to with injury.
100%. Marino's out, Durzi's out.
Yeah. So could Durzi be back by then? If he's playing well, but he hasn't been playing all the season. So I would probably lean towards a strong defender that GMBA could be looking at to get in, make a trade for, especially if we're pretty hot on the line of being able to make a playoff run.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Like we are on the bubble of being a playoff team. So I do believe Bill Armstrong looks to make a move that leads to a stronger defense, knowing that Marino went through the surgery that he did, so he won't be back probably this season. Durzi can be back from the knee surgery, but my guess is he won't play the same. We picked up Ali Mata, right?
He's been doing pretty good.
And he's been doing okay, but here's the thing about it. That pickup, his contract actually expires after the season. So the idea of him even sticking around may not pan out.
Yeah.
Right? And so I agree. Defense still is the priority. We know that it's weaker than we wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Right? And so here's a couple options. This is what the rumors are suggesting out there. First option, and a longer shot, it's suggested, Noah Dobson of the Islanders. Okay. I wrote this down. The Islanders. They've scored the fewest goals in the league, and Dobson will be an RFA, a restricted free agent. He does have some struggles with defensive zone playing, but Utah can't afford his higher pay. Right? Because they do still have picks that are coming into the offseason.
What was his,
as well as money?
How many points did he have though? Like what?
He picked up 70 points.
Pretty strong.
Pretty strong. Now, another and a more likely trade candidate, just from what I'm seeing, the sources, the things out there, is Ian Provorov of the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's 28. And he becomes an unrestricted free agent. Again, when you're unrestricted, it's fair game. You go wherever you want, right?
Yeah.
As long as you can make the negotiation of your contract fit what you're looking for as the player. And the Blue Jackets haven't done bad. They've done well, but they have placed Ivan on the trading block, and they want to try and put him out there. Obviously, as an unrestricted free agent, people are probably going to say, well, we'll just wait till that happens, right? But when you can receive the player in their current contract, the negotiation usually is in favor of the organization, right? And so anyway, those are some of the things. Now, when I've thought about players besides Lawson Crouse and that rumor, we'll end with this. What are a couple other players that you believe could be put into trade talks or the trade block, and why?
I mean, it all comes down to contribution, right? Like, how are they contributing? So, I think of Kerfoot, Bukestad. Like, it's not incredibly strong. I've enjoyed watching, like, Kerfoot. I've actually quite enjoyed watching, but nothing is like standing out. They're not indispensable.
Yeah.
So again, it comes down to, I think if we have a really strong ability coming up to a playoff run and like making this happen, I think GMBA is going to make bigger swings, and we have room to do it. But maybe if that's not happening, maybe there aren't some as big changes being made. I don't know.
I like the Kerfoot or the Bukestad idea because we could get some good or decent things in exchange for those players.
Because they aren't bad players. Like,
right.
If it lines up right, we might get a good trade out of it.
I agree. And so definitely those folks. Now, one guy that keeps coming to my mind that I believe a team could utilize, but UHC isn't benefiting quite as much from him. You actually are seeing him not get as many minutes even, is Carcone. Out of all the players, he's kind of sitting a little bit more. He's benching a little bit more. And I could really see Carcone being one of the guys that gets thrown into a package, right? Like, they go find somebody they like, UHC, and Carcone. Here's Carcone, right?
Yeah.
And I believe UHC still would be looking to get more picks and or a defensive piece, right?
Yeah.
Maybe another shooter, right? Our main shooters on the team are Gunther and Keller.
Yeah.
Right. You have guys like, who was number 3 on shots? Was it Logan Cooley?
Cooley and then Schmaltz.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
and the best part about that though is like they're still, especially Gunther and Cooley, young players.
Yeah.
And they're both on track to do better than they were last season. Keller, roughly the same, if not maybe slightly better. But like, if you can distribute, all of them succeeding and doing well, that's a pretty safe place to be in. Keller's not going anywhere. He's just named captain. So, I don't think they would do that. I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah,
you wouldn't.
Well, and they just extended Gunther as well. So
to 8 years.
You're seeing those guys in a UHC or Yeti or whatever it is jersey coming soon, right?
Yeah.
But they'll be around for a while. But yeah, all of the rumors are pointing towards they are going to most likely make a shift before the trade deadline at the beginning of March, and look for some of those names. Lawson Crouse. It's going to be.
I mean, Crouse isn't
Kerfoot,
defense, but
right.
But I think trades to make a defensive combo happen that we thought we were going to have stronger of, but Marino and Jersey out that we didn't end up getting. And so, yeah, I don't think it's out of the question. So are the rumors true? Do Denz and Champ have a formula of where could the trade block lead, or what could happen? Bukestad, Kerfoot, Crouse, Carcone. These are some of the names that we believe are out there
potentially for trade talks before the deadline hitting in March. But that concludes the rumor rundown.
And that concludes our episode, which, by the way, we have 9 home games in the month of January.
Whoop, whoop.
So we might be doing a couple of those as giveaways. So get listening, get commenting, and get sharing, because that's how we distribute tickets, is those that are sharing the love, and that's how we give them away.
That's right.
So that's a wrap on tonight's episode. Thank you, fans, for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you are subscribed so you get notified when we drop new episodes every week. Unless there's a 6-week break.
That's right.
Just kidding. Just kidding. We're consistent. Thanks, everyone. See you.
Cheers.